Morning, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor, here with your daily cryptocurrency report and discussion. We're going over a few things today, mainly history repeating. That's the topic I'd like to talk about today. Hey A-Dog, in the house early. How's things in Cali today, bro? On the weekend, chilling out? You are too, bro. Can't wait to get to work on that, the A-Dog rap. It's going to be so much fun, man. I'm just busy at the moment, but at least we got the lyrics down. I'll record the song. We'll get it all going. Just going to post up in the Discord group, let them know we're all live. Hey guys, load now. Yeah, so welcome to the Sunday edition of the cryptocurrency discussion. It's been an interesting night again overnight. It stayed pretty steady. Crept up towards that sort of 3,800 for Bitcoin. Did find some resistance there and has popped a little bit back down. I'll also just post up in statement and let them know that we're in the discussion today. Won't be a second. And yeah, a lot of opinions coming out on mainly on James, on Jamie, whatever he wants to be called, on Dimon. I've heard a lot. I've heard everything from he should go to jail, because there was this tweet that came out. I got it through our Discord group that showed a I don't know if it's real or not. If someone could tell me and verify this. I know there's only a couple of you in at the moment. I've gone on a few minutes early. I tend to do this. Guess who forgot to put his phone on flight mode? Sorry, we might get that a little bit. It is Sunday. Anyway, yeah, I've heard even views of people saying the guy should be jailed. And I thought, well, this is an interesting discussion for mine in the whole crypto space, because if basically what happened is there's a tweet that came out, and I don't know if it was real or not, but it showed a massive buy order for JP Morgan on Bitcoin. And if that's true, that's obviously market manipulation at the highest level. And it should be a jailable offence. But I can't validate that tweet. It's an interesting discussion given, I don't know, he's not done anything illegal, but he's certainly shown a fair amount of ruthlessness in the way he's done business in the past. So I just thought it was an interesting discussion to open up for today, and also the fact that, you know, China actually have a history of market manipulation, at least the media outlets. So I just thought it was something really interesting to discuss. I'll just read you the I always put a little bit of a think piece in the article on Steemit, and I'll just give you an idea of what I'm talking about. This is sort of what's going through my mind at the moment. I just said, rinse and repeat. China has a history of releasing questionable news to favour those in the know. Dimon's own rise to power began essentially in trading debt, followed by a ruthless but effective buyout of key figures in the banking sector. Are both China and Dimon once again positioning themselves to obtain great power and wealth in the latest era in the evolution of money? It's an interesting question. So, if you do believe this is sort of our next step in the evolution of money, going from livestock and spices and clams, like shells, everything's been used in the past. We're using bits of paper now, right? So, and digital currency mainly already, being that 97% of fiat currency actually exists as ones and zeros anyway. Yeah, to me it could certainly be the next step in the evolution of money. I'm not saying the final step, but definitely the next step. So yeah, if that's the case, so these powerhouses, you know, billionaire banker and China being a massive economy, are they positioning themselves very, very well by using tried and tested tactics of preying on people's primitive emotional responses? It's certainly a possibility. Just given the action in the market, it's too weird. Anyway, we'll see what happens. If that is true, that's to me not really showing a lot of heart by Dimon there. I heard he's bought up half the blockchain world. That's what I heard. He did the same thing. He bought up half the banking world when he basically positioned himself to take over as one of the biggest players in the banking sector in the US. Smart strategy. Can't remember what it's called. Noah's Ark strategy or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty ruthless though. Anyway, let's get on to the market. Have a look how we're sitting. Has taken a retracement since the last time I looked. I expected it's going to bounce around a bit. As I said to you yesterday, like with that sort of a run up, there's going to be people. I said at 3,600, right? That people are going to be pretty tempted to take profits who have piled in on the low. So at 3,800, it was definitely sort of due for a sell-off, due for some profit taking, because that's quick. 2,800 to 3,800 in 24 hours, something like that. That's phenomenal growth, right? So it was due for a bit of a sell-off, and we've seen it 2.63% down in the last 24 hours for Bitcoin itself. Solid trade volume still, 1.7 billion. It's sort of slowed down a little bit. Weekend trading tends to do that. So $4.5 billion in total volume going through the economy. Bitcoin dominance is actually not done too bad. It's 48.4%. So I think that'll dilute over time as more promising blockchain. I've got this glare coming off there. I don't know what that's about. As more promising blockchain projects hit the market, I think we'll see a massive dilution of the overall dominance, not the price necessarily, because that'll keep rising as more money flows into the overall economy. That's my personal opinion there. Ethereum at 244 is good buying still, in my opinion. It has taken 3.5% retracement, and a lot of good ICOs coming up based on the Ether token. Sure, the money can't come in from China directly, but as I've always said, smart Chinese businessmen know how to get around that, so it's no big deal. Ripple's actually even further down, 17.7 cents. So that's an interesting one at the moment. Maybe that's in response to the, what's his name? Jamie going and opening up his own blockchain project. Maybe he's going to be able to get a lot of banks behind him, you know what I mean? So the value of Ripple is all of a sudden, well, is the market that they could potentially have captured, has that just decreased it massively? So that's potentially what's being factored in there with Ripple, given that it was one, you know, heavily aligned with banks, and still is. But what's old Jimmy got up his sleeve, you know? So maybe that's some of the concern with Ripple there. Be quite frank, I've always been a bit of a Ripple. Well, I've been a Ripple basher, you all know that. I don't like to support the banks, but honestly, at least Ripple were in the market first, and they weren't, that I'm aware of, bringing out news and then hiring up, you know, making comments that basically, it just rips apart the whole economy and then buys up half the blockchain world. That's, yeah, at least Ripple didn't do that I'm aware of, so I'll take Ripple over whatever project that guy's bringing out. I know there's a lot of fans of his, by the way, in the business world. A lot of people who say, oh, how clever was that? You know, he did this and he did that. Yeah, clever. With any heart, though? No. Go and have a look at some of the comments he said about... Yeah, I agree. Jim, I can't actually repeat that, bro, because I work for PIVX, man. Well, with PIVX, I should say. Don't work for them. I'm on the team at PIVX, so I can't actually repeat the comment, but I completely agree with you, man. It's just a dog act. If it's true, I'm calling these allegations because I can't confirm them at the moment, but it's pretty bad if he's done that. A lot of people are calling jail, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree. Anyway, he did the same thing essentially in the banking sector. That's how he got to power. He bought up debt to start with. It's just, they say that people who are a bit heartless and a bit ruthless tend to do better in the investment sector, and that's probably true, because I'm missing out on, you know, funfair. I miss out on a real good affiliation for myself personally with guys like Joe Theismann, and Johnny Chan. Could have been working alongside two huge names, but good call, Agent Smith. Yeah, but I had to say no to that because I don't I have a moral objection, a personal objection, sorry, to gambling. I don't expect anyone else to be following my way. It's just for me, so I couldn't represent that particular coin. Agent Smith said, someone say heartless. You Ripple investor. Yeah, I was just saying, Agent Smith, because you are a Ripple investor, man, and I got mad respect for you because you come out and say it, even though I go, oh, you heartless bugger. But I just think Ripple's taken a bit of a dive, like bigger than expected, because of possibly the news that Dimon's actually working on his own blockchain project now. And if that's the case, obviously he's got a lot of pull with the banking sector. And that would, I was just saying that would, you know, the potential pull of banks that Ripple could potentially have got under their wing has now decreased, potentially. So, no, not good, not bueno, exactly. Yeah, so I could be completely wrong on that, and he could be not working on blockchain at all, but I have heard that, and I also saw that tweet that came out about the massive buy order from JP Morgan, so I could be completely wrong. I haven't confirmed any of that. It's all rumour at the moment. All I'm saying is if it does turn out to be true, at least it's not, I'll say it's not very nice, Jimmy. You know, some of the comments he said when people were getting kicked out of their homes and losing their homes and probably committing suicide and things like that over the financial crisis. And apparently there was a thing on our investment group, Agent Smith. Oh, Pete might have sent it directly to me. It might just be a conspiracy theorist thing. It might be a mock-up or whatever. But it's just a screenshot of a massive buy order for Bitcoin from JP Morgan. And apparently Jamie himself, Dimon, the Damon has brought up half the big players in the blockchain world, developers and consultants and all sort of things. He's working on his, yeah, I agree, Jim. Jim Faney's just said, just freaking hold. I agree. Because you look long term with this sort of stuff, man. It's like venture capital, right, that we're putting in at the moment. Proof of concept, early phases, whatever you want to call it. It's always a rocky ride. It's a super volatile market. But all I know is I've been in the space since May, and I've researched hard, and the rates of growth, you know, it's doing this, but if you go and sort of look at average rate of growth, it's going to achieve mass adoption much quicker than any technology in history, in my opinion. Blockchain, disrupt every industry in some way or another. That's my personal opinion. So yeah, hold, like Jim said. I think you're new, Jim. I haven't seen you on the chat before, man. Welcome. We do this every day, so we've got a bit of an investment group as well. We talk about this stuff. But yeah, Pete dropped like a, you know, tweet that's been circulating. It could just be a mock-up. You got to be careful with that stuff, but it did have a big JP Morgan buy order into Bitcoin, so that's interesting. Yeah, so let's keep having a look at the market. I just wanted to sort of base the topic of conversation around that. As usual, if anyone has any coins that they want to tip or they want to discuss or they want to warn people about or they've heard a rumour about, please drop it in the chat. We're pretty fluid here, so we just go with the flow. I'm just going to keep having a look at the market and see if we can identify any really good buys. I did see Litecoin up as high as, it got back over 50 again and it's dropped down. I'll have a look at that in a second, Jim. Thanks for that, man. I haven't even had a look at that one. Well done. Bringing us a new one on your first day. I like it. All right, so 47.73 for Litecoin. It's 2.79% pullback. And for me, that's just ridiculously cheap. If they're going to be on Amazon, I keep plugging that thing, but just that alone. Like I said, buy it now and shop half price. KMD, cool. Komodo, we had a look at the other day by Vosh. So when we're getting down to that one in the market, Ubic is interesting. That's Ubic, like the credit card base. Oh, well, the credit cards, it's got a credit card, right, Agent Smith? We can have a look at those guys, sure. There's only 5 of you in the chat today because it's Sunday, so happy to look at those 3 for sure. Komodo, we did have a look at the other day. Yeah, cool, Agent Smith. Komodo, we did have a look at the other day. Ubic, I've had a little bit of a look into because I was just looking into credit cards for myself. That other one, and I'll go back to the chat to just check it. from our new contributor Jim Feeney was BQX, and I've not seen that one. I will have to research that. What we generally do here, Jim, is if I haven't heard of it, Bitcoinance. Is that the trading platform? Because I'm on that. Am I? Bits. Is that the one, Jim? I think it is, man. If it is, I'm actually on that myself. I just didn't know that was the trade symbol, BQX. I just bought some District 0x and have taken a massive hit on that one over there. Anyway, platform wallet. Okay, cool, man. We'll have a look into it. I might have to do some more research on that one, Jim. What we usually do, man, if we hit one that I don't know anything about, which I must admit I don't know anything about with that one, I'll do it the next day. So I'll go and do some research on it overnight and I'll bring you back my thoughts on it. And it's just my thoughts, my opinion, man. I might say, yeah, it's a good one, or no, I don't like it, or whatever, but just happy to do that. So, yeah, check back tomorrow. Hang on. Oh, where's my pens at? We usually write it on my bodyboard, on my bodyboarder. Can't do it today because can't find my pens, but BQX, I won't forget. We'll do it for you tomorrow since you're a newbie. Komodo. Let's have a look at Komodo since Bo Vosh wanted to have a look at that. Man, I like what they're doing. Komodo, I've got... I'm just checking. Just want to make sure. Komodo, we did look at 2 the other day. It's a gem, Jim says. Cool, Jim. We'll have a look at it tomorrow, bro. I'll do some research on it this Arby, or maybe like during the night or whatever. There's a lot going on. You know that, bro. There's so much going on in this crypto economy. So sometimes I can't keep on top of everything. So when you bring me one, that's awesome. That's what we do. I've found some absolute gems from pretending to be the friendly guy, doing the research for you. You guys bring me the tips. You like Rise also? Agent Smith, you're a Rise fan, aren't you? Bo Vosh is a fan. Another, I think it's a fork of Lisk, isn't it? Rise? I'm sure it is. Bo Vosh, you might be able to answer a question I've been looking to have answered. Yeah, Agent Smith is a fan as well. Both of you, if you could answer me this question, that'd be great. What is the added value proposition that Rise brings to the crypto economy over Lisk? Yeah. Nice. Forging rewards. It's a fork of Lisk. Yeah. Cool. And I had also... no, that was for Lisk itself. I had also heard of a rebranding. That's what I was going to say. That was for Lisk. Sorry. Bo Vosh Chartmaster. Bo Vosh? Hang on. I'm getting back to the chat. I'm missing up with it. Hang on. Okay, cool. Oh, Bo Vosh is the name. Yeah, of course. Sorry. Didn't see the space there when it was all one word. I went Bo Vosh. New word. Agent Smith is now creating language. No, yeah, Bo Vosh has just answered my question. Thank you for doing that, Bo Vosh, because I had been... And this is where you'll find for me, I'm not particularly strong on coding and things like that. I'm from old school investment. I struggle enough to get this stream going. So I've found my way into the crypto economy through a very weird set of circumstances. Anyway, Bo Vosh's answer to my question, what is the value proposition that Rise brings over Lisk? Because why did they fork, essentially? And Bo Vosh has said, more coding languages than Lisk is offered. So thank you very much for that, Bo Vosh. Great information. Now when someone asks me the question, I'll know for myself. That's great. Oh, real? Okay, all those charts are from Bo Vosh. Sweet. Thanks for them, Bo Vosh. Awesome, man. Well, have you invited Bo Vosh to the group? Are you in our group, Bo Vosh, over there? Agent Smith, make sure you send him an invite. If he wants to get in on the combo, mate. It's always pretty interesting over there. We've got that challenge going on as well, which I'm getting my butt kicked in. I think I'm getting my butt kicked. I'll check Steam in a second. Cool. I'm just going to read this out because Bo Vosh has got some good information. We will get back to Komodo, so please hang around for that. We're here for an hour. You can check the video later. Bo Vosh just said, also for holding Rise, you will get share drops of all projects built on the platform. The first, don't tell me that. I'm anti-gambling. You can't tell me that. I've got very bad connection, so sorry if I'm getting a lag. The boys have decided fish doesn't need the internet. Yeah, the first DApp or DApp or whatever it's called is going to be a casino. Look, they're probably going to be quite profitable casinos in the blockchain space. I just don't like to support the casinos themselves, right? But List can't control that. They're offering that as, I imagine, they're not putting restrictions on what sort of, that would defeat the purpose of decentralization if they were going to control who built on top of their platform, right? So I'm not going to hold that against Rise. And in fact, considering the profitability of online casinos, it does add to its attractiveness as an investment for sure. So interesting one. And the fact that it has residual income, I'm a massive, always a fan of residual income projects. And essentially, like, if you're holding Rise, you'd get a cut of whatever's built on it. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. Yeah, so maybe we'll look more into Rise a bit further in depth. I sort of didn't. Yeah, you got to love the residual, Bobosh. I'm a PIVX fan. Love my staking bonuses. I like staking, and like anything I can stake is good for me because I don't really understand computers very well. So proof of work is difficult for me. But like I stake away. My PIVX wallet right now, as we're speaking, is staking away. Little green arrow down the bottom there. Stake away, stake away. I hit them every now and again. It's pretty good. Get an extra couple of PIV. You know, PIVX is $3 a share or something. So I always say that, by the way, shares instead of coins, just because I'm from old world. I am trying to catch up and get with the terminology. I'm sorry if I slip like that every now and again. Yeah, so for me, I like it. It's easy to understand. It's like dividends. That's the way I see it from old school share trading, except they happen sort of randomly and more often, which is cool. Yeah, so I really love residual income coins. I got to say that proof of stake coins are awesome. Proof of work coins, some proof of work coins are good too. I don't mind the hybrids either. Like, I really like Vertcoin at the moment for proof of work. I think it's really undervalued. I had this conversation with someone on our with Crypto K. I had this conversation with Crypto K this morning. He said, "What do you reckon, Vertcoin or PIVX at the moment? Because I'm going to stock up on a bit of either. I see them as both cheap." And I said, "Look, I work with PIVX. I'm going to tell you PIVX, but no." I said, "Look, I'll go and do a little quick analysis based on historical sort of highs and where we're at now." I said to him, "There's got to be 60%. 60% somewhere down the track in Vertcoin." I said, "I can see 40% in PIVX somewhere down the track, but 60% is better." So I said to him, "Well, as the market stands at the moment, even though I'm a PIVX representative, and I know we're working on some really cool stuff," I just did my honest assessment for him. I think they're both awesome buys, man. If you can get those rates of return. I said to him, "Look, long term, that's what I'm saying." He goes, "Well, what do you mean long term?" I said, "Well, I don't care if it takes 2 years. 40% and 60% in 2 years. I'll take it." I said, "I can see Vertcoin going above $1 and I can see PIVX going back to at least $4.50. So that's where I'm at." And that's what I said to him. So yeah, I like both those coins at the moment, and one's proof of work, one's proof of stake. So there you go. But yeah, the Vertcoin, just the fact it's using like less power for mining, it's got really good features. It's nice and quick. So it's a good team on it. Like, sure, like a new team, but a good team. So I like it. Let's have a look. Keep looking at Komodo because that's the next one we were asked for. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Komodo was the one we looked at that was with Monese. They'd partnered with Monese. Was that Komodo? Just gonna have a look. Just looking up Komodo's website now, which is Komodo Platform White Paper. I'll just go to the... I don't know why I've got such a bad connection. Sorry about that. Just having a look. Announcements. Here we go. Yeah, Monese. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so Monese actually partnered with Komodo, which is really cool. They're working... You know, they basically design... The simplest way to put it would be digital ledgers for small businesses, and probably not even small businesses. You can probably scale it up to any size, but that's where I saw its biggest value proposition when I did have a look at Monese. So that was a really really clever strategic alliance, because if you actually have a look at who Monet's, like where Monet's is actually registered, they're properly registered in all the SEPA countries, all the European countries. Anis, thank you for your question. I've just got another chatter on here asking a question about Vertcoin. I'll just answer the question while I've got it, because I might forget to get back to it, and then we'll go back to Komodo. But just getting onto that, Anis Mahaja, sorry if I've got that pronunciation wrong, but has just asked, do you think Vertcoin will rise next month? And I don't like to put predictions on time frames so much, because for me, it's going to be a volatile market. It's going to be a volatile space where we get news like out of China, you know, ICOs being shut down for regulation, and then Bitcoin exchanges closing by the end of the month. So it's a volatile space. Everyone's learning. Everyone's figuring it all out. So I don't like to put time frames on things. What I do like to do is make some price predictions based on the valuation of the company, because that's how I try and assess these things. So for me, Vertcoin is at least as valuable as Litecoin. That's my honest opinion. Charlie Lee and his team at Litecoin have done a great job. Excellent job. First, version 2 of the cryptocurrencies for mine. Identified the scalability issues with Bitcoin. He's a smart guy. Well done to him. But to me, Vertcoin's stepped it up another notch. And yeah, I think long term, you could be looking at valuations for the company of why not at least Litecoin? Why not? So Litecoin's company valuation as it stands at the moment is $2.5 billion with a B dollars. Now Vertcoin, if we go down somewhere around 100 mark, if I can even find it quick, I might just type it in, that's easier. Just using CoinMarketCap, so you can do the search. It's up in the top right, and I just typed in VTC. You start to learn the trade symbols, and that's the easiest way to do it. So yeah, Vertcoin's market cap's at $25 million. So that's 100x growth to get to the same as Litecoin. There you go. Make your own decisions, of course. But all I'm saying at the moment is I can at least see going back to $1 a coin. They've got I think it's either a rewards reduction or a burning of coins. I can't remember which one it was, but either way, it's going to decrease the rate of supply. So for me, that's going to increase the per coin price, I think, to well over $1 at some stage in the future. And today, right now, it's buying at 62.5 cents. So to me, that's cheap. Please make your own decisions. And I watched a good interview with the founder or the CEO of it, whatever he's called. Same thing. Let's get back to Komodo. Komodo, Monet's, good alliance. They've got all those European countries. It's, you've got to have a registered business to line up with Monet's and things like that. So really good strategic alliance. Very, very, very clever. Add to that Komodo actually, I think they missed a deadline or they went silent for a bit. It wasn't anything to be worried about. It's probably because they're working flat out like a lizard drinking, trying to get these strategic alliances lined up. So they missed a deadline by a little bit or something on the like the devs missed a deadline or they went silent for a bit. But it's just, no worries. Anis, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm not great with, Australians, we speak our own language, right? So no one can understand what we're saying anyway, so please don't take it personally. Anyway, they missed a deadline or something like that, and then they literally came out and said, oh, hang on, we're still here, and we got this, boom! Price went through the roof. I like Komodo. They're doing good things. So I read something about, I can't remember exactly what I read. I'm not prepared to speak about it straight off the top of my head. I could check my notes on it. No, I won't waste time because I'll fumble around the computer trying to find them for half an hour. And that'll waste the rest of the half hour we've got left to talk about crypto. Point is, Komodo I do like as a project. I'm happy to tell you when I like or dislike a project Komodo, I think, is a strong project and is a strong value proposition going forward. If nothing else, based on the strategic alliance they've made with Monaze. I think that's very clever. Very clever. Registered in European companies already. So essentially, by making that strategic alliance, they've positioned themselves very well in the business world in Europe. Very clever, in my opinion. Please, again, make your own decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm an advisor for people who are gambling or smoking or spending money on any of those things. Then I can tell you, put it into cryptos. Heck, go like this. And you'll do better than you do at the tables, probably. Or at the horses. Or by smoking packets of cigarettes. So, yeah, for anyone who's doing those things, I'm happy to say it is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, though. Financial advisors only make 14% per annum. Sorry, that's cheeky. Alright, let's have a look. What else have we got? Oh, who's in there? Ah, hello. Anis has joined the group. G'day, mate. Welcome to the Discord group. You'll get what we're about. We do have a set of rules, but it's just to encourage open discussion. It's like no attacking each other, no racism, all that sort of stuff. So it just allows everyone to have their own opinions and not be scared when they're having a different opinion to everyone else, because that's important. We need to know, if we're all just sitting here hyping each other, we'll buy in at the stupidest prices. Like half our responsibility as an investment crew is to keep each other real and say, hang on, fish, you're getting, mate, think about the evaluation here, think about how many coins are in circulation, think about the inflation rate, think about this rumour I've heard, think about this, think about that. And it just keeps us all in check. So really all our rules are about is just like no spamming and that. And yeah, no Ripple investors, exactly, Agent Smith. Agent Smith is a Ripple investor and he's in the group, so we're only joking about that. But yeah, you're welcome to any opinion on any coin, and even PIVX. If you do have problems with it, please tell me, because I see that as market research for our team. That's free for me. That's something that companies spend lots of money on. So I'm happy to listen to the people using our product at PIVX and take your suggestions and take your ideas, and anything from marketing to development to whatever we can do better, tell us, because we are trying to really develop that coin for the people. So I'm here. I'm available. I'm on our group. I've got I'm Fish over at the Slack group at PIVX and at Event Chain and at a few other Slack groups, and I'm I can't remember all my other social stuff, but yeah, PIVX is a cool name. It tells you what we do, right? Private, instant, verified transactions. It's cool. And it's quick. And it works. And I've got a wallet. And I got it staking, and I don't know anything about computers. I know I have to stop doing this though, right? Because I'm just leaving my laptop open, and that's terrible for power. Like, I don't care so much about the cost, but for the environment. So Raspberry Pis, I've been told, are the go. You set up your wallets on those, and it's quite low power consumption, low cost. So I'm going to look into that, see what we can get done. I like to do proof of concept on this channel, so we're going to be setting up some mining rigs. Even though I know nothing about computers, I've met people in Australia who are pretty into crypto and do know what they're doing. So they're helping me set up one of my rooms with like mining rigs and staking setups for various different coins, so that we can actually give you a work in progress. How much investment capital have we spent? Hey, Slice Keeper, welcome, man. Yeah, cool, man. We're doing the same. I'm thinking about ordering a stack of them, to be honest. See what I can do. And, we'll get a staking box going with heaps of different coins, and then we'll get, we'll tell you the returns we're getting, so we can do like an actual test case of all the coins. We're going to lose on some, I'm sure. We'll win on others. So we'll put the investment in, and that way we can give you a real world test case scenario of how much we're making. We can track it every day on the channel. So it's going to be fun when we get all that set up. It's going to take a month or two. We've got to build computers and all. I wouldn't know. It'd take me 10 years if I was trying to do it myself. Just glad I met these Groms who are real good with it. Joe and Geordie, 19 years old, bloody brilliant with computers they are. Well, at least I think they are. They're way better than me. Maybe they're not that good. I'm just impressed that they can send an email. No, joking, I'm not that bad. But yeah, so it's a good little investment group. Honestly, we've got some really good contributors. We just drop information in for each other. Try and clarify whether it's a rumour or whether it's actual verified fact. It doesn't necessarily make a difference to our trading strategy per se, because we tend to buy the rumour anyway, right? Sell the fact. So, yeah, you're welcome to join us and join in the conversation. Nice to meet you, Anis, and I think the other one was new as well. Not sure. Hey, Slicekeeper, can you give us an update on your coins, on your Picoin? How many residuals have you made, dude, running that node? And how many residual coins and how many days has it been running for? Just rough. See if we can do some calculations and see how that investment's going for you, bro. I haven't checked the price on that in a while. I did see it have like a 30% run up one day, but I can't remember if it dipped down first to get that big run up. So yeah, if you could keep us up to date in the chat, man, just have if you're near your computer, man, we'll get it another day. No problems. I just like keeping a track of that sort of thing. See how that investment's working out for you. Yeah, so I think, what was the other one we're going to have a look at? I'm just going to go back in the chart. We did have a look at Komodo. We've had a look at Rise and UBQ. UBQ was the other one. UBIQ. Okay, all I can tell you about at the moment is that's got a credit card on it. I did have a look at the fees of the credit card. They seem reasonable in comparison to the rest of the crypto economy. I'm still leaning towards 10x myself, but I am actually going to contact 3 companies that I see with good value propositions in terms of their credit card, because I need one. Simple as that. I want to start spending it, showing that it's real world currency, showing Australians, you can call it fake if you want, but I just bought a drink with it. Hang on, I'll shout you a beer with my PIVX. That's what I want to do. So I want to get a crypto credit card, not just put it out through Living Room with Satoshi. I'm sorry, Living Room with Satoshi. That's a good service that you've set up there. Charge a little bit too much, as I've said. I think you could lower your fees a little bit. But it is a good service. Thank you for setting that up. And for me, crypto credit card, that shows it. Shows it real world currency, right? I'm spending it, I'm using it. It's every bit as good as the ones and zeros you have on the government-backed credit card. Government-backed credit card. Let's have a look. Slicekeeper, update. About 150 Pi earned so far. I had my laptop off for about 5 days, cool. And staking since the 18th of last month. Almost a month, yeah. So that'd be about 22 days, roughly, 23 days. And you got 150 Pi. And I can't remember, was it 10,000 Pi for a masternode? Slicekeeper, can you update us on that? I think it was 10,000. $25,000. Thank you, mate. 25,000 just to update you there for Picoin masternode. Slicekeeper's been running it for, we're going to call it say 22 days. We'll call it 20 days just to be, we'll make it 22 just to be safe. I like to be worst case scenarios. So 150 Pi earned. Let me just, if I can bring it, oh, I don't want to, I'll just do it quickly on the calculator. I'd usually do this on Excel, so masternode should be up and running at the end of the month. Okay, so at the moment, is that just staking or something, Slicekeeper? So you're getting less rewards or something? 150 from 25,000 is divided by 25,000. If you want to know how to do this, to check the rates of return, by the way, it's as simple as taking how much you've earned. 150, so all I've done on the calculator here, I think this is right, shit, this is going to look embarrassing if it's wrong. 150 divided by 25,000 on the calculator, and we'll see what interest has been earned. And it's, oops, I've hit the wrong button, and this is my problem with computers. I hit clear instead of equals. 150 divided by 25,000. It's probably quicker if I just use keys because I'm better at old school. Okay. 0.006. And that's over 22 days. So that's about, if I was to multiply that by 15, would that be right to get, BTC is dropping now, is it? Let's go have a look. I just want to multiply that by 15 roughly to get 22 by 15 is 300, 330. That would be 330 days. Let's just go by 16. And that would be your annual rate of interest, if I'm not mistaken. I'm doing that live, so 0.096, and it's a percentage. If I got that right, does that work out at 9.6% per year? Is that right, Slicekeeper? Can you check the maths, man? Well, you know what your approximate rate on return is. So if that's 9.6% per year, what's the coin price done since you bought it? If that stayed stable and you're getting 9.6% return, see, that was one of the things that turned me off Pikecoin, right? Was the big inflation to come, because I think I can't remember the market cap and like the circulating supply now and the overall eventual supply, but there was quite a gap in that. And that was one of the things that turned me off, and I couldn't see much development, like actual reporting on the development being done. So if you've got any updates there, if they're doing all that, that'd be cool. Thanks so much, Thomas. Thomas has just given me a tip here for those interested in getting into crypto credit cards. Thomas has said, "Hey Fish, Crypto Tips did a quick vid on spendable cards. Watch." And he's dropped a link there. I don't know how I hope I can grab that link. A no-go for USA. Really? None at all. Can't use them. How do they stop that if it's linked through Visa though? You know what I mean? If the platform's Visa, how does the US stop that? 19, yeah. So where'd you buy that? Slicekeeper around the same, or? That's for, we've just switched back to Pikecoin just for people who are watching this video later. Hey Grinkers! Man, always better late than never, bro. Good to see you. It's Sunday anyway, everyone's a bit lazy on Crypto Chat on a Sunday. Trade volumes are down. Happens every weekend. 17. Oh, nice, man. Really well done. Congratulations, because you went against, like, most of us didn't get in on that. Slicekeeper's in our investment group, and most of us have left that alone. So, you know, that's good, man. I think I saw it up as high as 22 on that big run up. So that's nice direction that it's heading there. Well done. I'm still leaving it just because I'm spreading my investments pretty thin already, you know what I mean, to get into Substratum. That's closing in the next 2 days. It has been extended, the IC on that one, for anyone interested in Substratum. I do like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, it got to 22. I thought I saw it there, Slicekeeper. We checked it on one of our videos even though you weren't here, and we went, oh, good, Slicekeeper's made some money there. Well done. No, well done to you, mate. That's good. You went, you know, you got to trust your own instinct and your own research as well, you know. I didn't have a super thorough look at it, but just what I saw on face value, it wasn't for me. I never said, never invest in this project, it's a scam or anything. I just said, it's not for me. And that's what we do at our discussion group. We just take each other's opinions into account. Yeah, right. Okay, well there goes 10x for me. That might explain why the price has had... It did have a run up though. Last time I checked it was up like 5% over 24 hours. Anyway, Jim has just brought in some more great information, and this is why I'll do that research on that other one for you, mate. We all contribute, so you've done this one, we'll do a review of the coin that you've bought in. That's how we work. We all work together. So Jim's just come in and said, 10x just sent out an email 2 days ago saying that anyone outside Europe won't get their cards until November. So that's all right. I can hold off a couple of months, you know. That's fine for me, because in Australia we're going to have Bitcoin ATMs soon. We've got 20 of them, but we're going to have 520 soon. So China can do whatever they want. We're doing what we want, and I'm assuming the governments in the rest of the world and the people of the rest of the world will push for what they want as well. And I assume when people find out the relative advantages of a blockchain-based currency, that's what they're going to choose, as we're already seeing in Venezuela. And we probably should already be seeing in Cyprus after what happened to them. And India. And can I keep going on? Wilkie, I'm live. Stop sending me messages on Messenger. Just come onto the chat and ask me here. No, don't ask me that here. Let's have a look what says. Yeah, a few bumps along the road. There always is, man. Like, it's venture capital. That's how I see all this. That's what people have got to remember. They're like, this is essentially why you guys know that this is why China came in, right, and started regulating ICOs, or moving to. It's because, I've told you this before, when you look into a project, understand that you're investing at venture capital stage, and you need to understand how much development work and how much work pre-white paper has already, well, at least pre-launch on blockchain, has actually gone into the project. Is it a really good project that they've considered a lot and put on blockchain because it works on blockchain, or is it they're taking advantage of the fact that underdeveloped and, you know, essentially copycat ideas in some cases are being ridiculously overvalued for the stage of development they're at? And that's why the Chinese government stepped in. You throw out a white paper and you raise $2 million in venture capital when no one knows who you are. I've seen it happen. I saw it happen with one. I won't mention the name of the project because they're on market now and I don't want to do that. But, yeah, cool, Wilkie. I don't know if you're just messaging me on Messenger. Yeah, cool. I don't even know if you're watching the actual thing. That's fine, man. Which one are you talking about there, Jim? Oh, yeah. Jim said he's heavily into 10x and holding the earning on the coin will be great as transactions grow. Yeah, I did see that feature of 10x, man. Really cool. I'm going to contact them. Are you involved with them at all? I'm going to jump over on the Slack group and see if I can talk to the marketing team and devs, see if they might want to do something with PIVX. Because I've got a team, man. We've got Tanya O'Meara, we've got Jordan Ems from Western Australia, junior number 6 in the world back in 2015 for bodyboarding. Myself, heavily credentialed nobody. I was ex-Australian captain for bodyboarding, but yeah, we got a pretty good little team on the pit, like a sort of a marketing team. And what I was thinking is because I do particularly like 10x at the moment. So what I was thinking is if 10x wanted to, they could come on and do cross promotion. And that way I can spend my PIVX using a 10x card. Maybe we can work something out with them because I do like the project. Julian is or was a pro kite surfer. Are you kidding me? Wow. Alright, that's it. I'm over there. I'm having a look. No way. I'm contacting him. Thank you for that information, Jim. I should have looked into that earlier, man. Yeah, that's sick. Because I'm a bodyboarder. Went over to the World Championships in 2015. And don't look that up online. I did not perform well. Especially don't look up the first wave of the competition for me. Not a good one. Hit the reef twice. The French guy came out. Forget who it was, sorry. He's a really good bodyboarder. I probably can't even pronounce his name anyway. He dropped a 10 on me. A 10, a perfect 10. Only one of the event, I believe. Within 3 seconds of the opening siren. Almost cried. He's a good guy though. I spoke to him at the after party. He's a really, really nice guy. Anyway, off bodyboarding. Let's get back onto crypto. Sorry, but that's awesome. I'm going to get in contact with Julian Hospital. I'm sure he's a busy man, but I'm a persistent man, so he will be hearing from me. Sorry, Julian, in advance. I'm a pain in the ass, but I am. Once again, I do apologise for not having my phone on flight mode. I keep doing it. I know, I'm bad with technology. You have to excuse me. Julian, how did he become CEO of a crypto? Us watermen usually don't know anything. We're too busy out there in the water. What's up, Zhao? Man, we're just talking 10x, actually. You'd be interested to hear that Julian Hosp was a pro kite surfer, brother. You know how I was talking about, like I wanted my team to work with one of the crypto credit card teams? Like my PIVX, well, our PIVX team. Tanya and myself and Geordie. I got another rider from Victoria who's not official yet, but she's a longboarder. So we got shortboard, longboard, bodyboard. We can get a kite surfer on board for PIVX, no problem. I got those connections. So yeah, I might have to get in contact with Julian. Yeah. So I might have to. You do, Zhao? Or he does? I think you mean he does, yeah? Does he have a medical history and degree? Wow. Or is that you? Shout. Either way, I'm impressed. He does, okay. Wow, I'm super impressed then. He does he? Agent Smith, I'm going to check it out. Has he got a... Can you drop a link over at Discord for us? If you've got a link to that, please. Dentist or something. Oh, I spent a bit of time at the dentist myself. I had braces as a kid, or orthodontist. Alright, I just got on the 10x bandwagon big time. Just because I feel connected to it now. But I liked it before that. You guys all remember that. You know me, you know I don't represent products that I don't believe in. Invest in people, exactly, Joe. Mate, you know I've invested in the right people. I've seen myself as relatively small, but I'm investing in you. You're investing in me. That's how it works. At the moment, we're investing our time in each other. Giao works with us. He's sort of consulting for my team at PIVX, I guess, and managing the media. I don't know what his official role is, but all I know is he's a helpful guy. Yeah, I want to watch that. You watch that live stream, do you? I want on. Most of the people who are in the water do have a lot of energy. I don't know what it is about the ocean, but we just keep... We're like this. Even when we've had 6 hours and we're you know, burnt out. Let's have a look at what Thomas Turner has to say. $80 to $100K and you can make your own card with logo. No need for millions. Start your own. Is that part of the 10x platform, or are you just suggesting that I do that? Because I got that many projects on at the moment, man. I am very deep with my investment capital at the moment. A project my brother, my cousin and I have been working on for 5 years. We'll be releasing that hopefully by the end of the year. We'll see how we go. And $45,000 I spent on 5 tons of collectible coins. So, sorry, that was actually my brother right then. How weird's that? I was just talking about our project and he's calling me. Oh, okay. They took 85 million to do it. Okay, so you're suggesting that I just start my own card. I don't know, like the word fish doesn't go that well. It just smells fishy. It sounds fishy straight away. I don't know if people go with fishy credit card or fishy coin. Just doesn't sound right. So I don't know about starting my own, but for PIVX, yeah, of course. That's something we could certainly look at. I might actually pitch that. Over at the team. We are working on some other stuff at the moment. Since our coin can be used on other cards, we're not super concerned about it at this stage. As far as I'm aware, it's not something. If we are, it's not a project that I'm involved in myself. Because obviously, I can't be involved in every single project that happens at PIVX. There's projects I'm involved in, and there's others that I'm not. If I'm on the Slack group, I obviously can speak to the devs and all that sort of thing. But no, we are not doing fish coins, yeah. Not gonna happen. Like I said, I don't represent anything that's garbage, and I reckon if I tried to develop a coin, it would probably be garbage. No, if I was the developer. Let's put it that way. Jazz actually looks fishy. Yeah, that's what everyone would think, right? Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I do like 10x though, Tom. I don't know, man. I think it's probably one of the better value propositions in the credit card race at the moment in the crypto economy. We can help the ocean and raise millions. Man, I have got the best idea, right? I'm allowed to do this. I'm deviating from crypto discussion just for a second. I'm a surfer, as you guys know. Bodyboarder, all my life in the water. And what we do on the Gold Coast is we net and we cull. So we actively go out and kill all the sharks to provide the illusion of protection in the water. The funny thing is these nets, they only go for 300 metres roughly in front of each surf club, and then they're big holes, and then the next 300 metres. And it's no side nets, it's just like a one line. So if the shark swims in directly from the horizon in a straight line, fine. it'll get tangled up and killed in that net, which is not good anyway, because you don't want to take apex predators out of the environment. It disrupts the balance of the ocean. Anyway, if they come either side of that 300-metre thing and just swim like that, they can nip you anyway. So it's really for me, for the illusion of security, because we're heavily focused on tourism on the Gold Coast, surfers paradise, all that sort of stuff. Beautiful weather here, 300 days out of 365 really, but it's stupid. And as surfers, you've got to assume that risk yourself if you go in the water. It's their territory. So anyway, I came up with a really good solution, because they were talking about netting northern New South Wales, which is where I am. I'm at the very northern tip of that, but it's here in south. And I said, no, we can't, this is not the answer, because we had 14 attacks within 12 months or something ridiculous like that. It's really bad. I think 5 of them were fatal as well. So, there's a lot of theories as to why that happened, to my whale migratory patterns, to old whale carcasses that were in the 70s buried up in the sand dunes and all the oil's now leaking out. There was all these theories that came out, but no one really ever cracked it. It's just one of those things, right? We went through a massive phase of sharks attacking people. And my solution was, I started looking into what the dolphins do in the Navy, and they do some incredible things, right? Search and rescue. They will attack enemy, they're trained to attack enemy divers. They set up a mock war games. And the dolphins' job was to stop submarines and divers coming into this bay. There were only 5 dolphins patrolling 24/7 for 5 days. I think it was 5 days. And not one diver or submarine breached. They couldn't get past the dolphins without being spotted any time of day or night, any water clarity, because they've got sonar. And I thought, wow, imagine if we could train dolphins to actually identify sharks, work as a pod to actually keep the sharks away from swimmers. At the very least, warn the swimmers when the sharks are around. So I thought that was a pretty good idea, and I actually got online and spoke to a marine biologist, and he said, yeah, absolutely, doable. And I said, well, going one step further, could they help out the lifeguards and the lifesavers, the volunteer lifesavers, with potentially even rescues? They said, yeah, absolutely. I said, why are we not doing that? Because could you imagine coming to Surfers Paradise, the only dolphin patrol beach in the world? Doesn't matter the cost. The tourism dollars flow back into the economy in a huge way. You could even have the dolphins doing shows at set times, and small couple of kilometre stretch of beach between, say, Surfers Paradise and Broadbeach, actually actively patrolled in daylight hours by a pod of dolphins. We've got SeaWorld right there, so there's an easy place to house them, and SeaWorld has direct access to the Broadwater, so they can be taken out through the Broadwater. At least they get to see the open ocean then too. So I thought it was a pretty good idea, because it's not just sharks, like dolphins, whales, turtles, they all get killed in the nets every year. The count's huge. Like, we kill way more dolphins and turtles and whales and non-target sharks, like, things that aren't going to do anything. Sharks that aren't even going to hurt anyone. Yeah, sorry, Pete, I got off topic. Anyway, I'm saying I don't like the netting and culling of sharks in Australia, especially, and I'm a surfer, so I feel like you have to take that risk on yourself. So I'm going to get back onto crypto, because I did get off topic for a while there. My idea, Pete, is to train dolphins to keep the sharks away instead of netting and killing them. I could have probably just said that and cut it all down to 30 seconds, but as I like to do, I ranted. Anyway, let's get back onto crypto. We had a look at, we're going to have a look, we had a new one brought in, Pete, that we're going to have a look at. That Substratum ICO's got extended as well. Oh, can you hear that? Yeah, the boys are having a Sunday session. They're going nuts downstairs. Dolphin coin, there you go. Good call, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, to run that idea of dolphin protected surface. They could even run it, like, how Formula 1 is the testing ground for cars, and a lot of what you see developed in Formula 1 actually makes its way into the market. World Surfing League, You should be the same. The technologies being developed for surfing should be tested at the highest level. So you can train 2 dolphins to follow the surfers in the water and protect your athletes so that Mick Fanning doesn't have to punch the shit out of another shark. Alright, back onto the topic. I'm totally lost now after that rant. Anyway, let's have a look at the economy. I'm just going to do a quick update and see where we're at. Yeah, I've dropped a little bit, like 2%, 3%. Have we had the PIVX effect today? I'm not sure. We've been tracking this PIVX effect that we come online in between 11 and 12, and it's 4 minutes to 12. Shark fin coin, not bad, slice keeper. How about oh, what's the dolphin's name? You know, the dolphin, that Flipper coin. That's a good one, right? Moby Dick coin, whale coin. That'll attract the whales. Moby Dick, Moby coin. Then we get the musicians and the whales. Alright, PIVX. Oh, we've blown it. No! Our 11 to 12 time slot has seen the price of PIVX reduce. Wilkie! You big whale, get in there and start buying up all that PIVX. I'm joking. Look, I'll just have a quick run of PIVX because we haven't had a look at it. We are back over $3, which is great to see. It was ridiculous under $3. To be honest, it still isn't anywhere under $3.50. That's when I think when I first started saying, look, this is good value time. Good value time. So I still think we're at good value time. I still think we'll go to at least $4.50 again in history sometime. I won't give up working until we bloody do. So I think we'll go back to $4.50, which means, you know, close enough to 50% there when you're buying at $3.05. When will that happen? I got asked that question this morning on a couple of things. I said, I don't like to predict that. I don't like to predict the whens. So it's too hard to tell with the economy being such an emerging economy in such a new space, and with regulation and people's understanding of it continuing to evolve. So for me, I don't like to predict time frames, and every time I say something, I'm out anyway. I said Bitcoin will hit 5,000 within a year or 2 years, and hit it that quick. Do I have a girlfriend? Yes, I do. DJ Fundamentals. New one, actually. Only recent. So don't tell my family. They're big pains in the ass. I'll be on the phone. Lucky mum doesn't watch this stream. I'd never hear the end of it. DJ Fundamentals, maybe a muso. I do a few raps. I only started like 2 months ago. I've actually been playing guitar and that since I was like 10 years old, and a bit of piano since I was even younger, but rapping is new for me. So I'm not very good at it yet, but I am practicing, so I'm learning. Yeah, so for PIVX, let's have a look. I always like to give you a bit of a guide. I'll have a look at the chart, see what's happening. Yeah, we're definitely on a See, Wilkie and I were having this discussion earlier today. He texted me before the show and said, what do you reckon about PIVX? And we were talking back and forth about it. And I said, look, mate, I've hit a buy order, and I'll tell you guys where I've hit, and I'll tell you where I've set. I said I hit a buy order because I hit one up, like I hit that sell order again at 89,998, 89,998. Pretty much always have a sell order there if I've been able to buy lower, because it's bounced off there 3 different times in the last 14 days. You can hit a sell order at 8, 9. So yeah, I tend to set that sell order when I pick up, not for everything because I'm trying to accumulate more coin. Stop saying rise, Agent Smith. Rise, Ripple, rise, Ripple. Any other R's you'd like to look at? I'm just kidding, man. We'll have a look at rise, alright? We'll have a look at rise after. I'll have a look at the chart. There you go. Not Ripple though, there's no way I'm doing that. You know that. Alright. So, PIVX, yeah. Look, me and Wilkie had this discussion this morning. I'll show you why. It's probably going to be hard to see because I've got a bit of glare thing going on here, but the last few dips have actually been rising bottoms. It's only real recent. This is more day trading sort of stuff. Yeah, 168 mil market cap, I agree. Hold on. I know some of the stuff we're working on which is going to make us more valuable than that, if it all works out well. Don't lie. Why would I drive down my own price? because I want to buy more Agent Smith. I'm not a greedy banker like Dimon. Yeah, so just the dips, look, it's pretty hard to see, but if you actually, oh, sorry, I was at the wrong end. Just the dips are actually getting higher. Like when it is dropping, the lowest price you can buy a PIVX at, just in the last little bit, has gotten higher. And that's a continuing pattern at the end there. Like if you look at this, the dips are actually getting low, like, now that doesn't mean it won't like fall away. That's just a good indication that people are seeing it as cheap at a higher buying price. That's effectively explaining the psychology behind that. Now that can change in a heartbeat, as we know. That can change in one comment from a JP Morgan banker. That can change in one regulation from a Chinese government. So we do have to be careful about that. But for me, that was a good sign. And Wilkie, like I'll tell you where I set my buy orders, and I hit one, and then Wilkie goes, oh, I reckon you'll hit that other one. I reckon we're up for a downtrend. And I said, oh, I don't know, man. Like if you look at those rising bottoms, I don't know if I will hit those other two. So I've got one at, where was it? 86561. So where are we at now? So I'm down on that one. I got one at 86561, which is actually the highest I think I've ever actually got PIVX at, because I bought it so low. And now I work for it, so it's like, I don't trade it a lot because I get paid in PIVX, right? So there's no need for me to buy it. I'll keep working my butt off, big days and on massive projects as best as I can, but I don't really need to stack more money, and I already had a stack in when I started working for them. I like the project. I was plugging PIVX long before I started working there. So yeah, I got 86561. Again, I just trade like 5 coins at a time. Even PIVX, I hit sell orders. Telling you the honest truth. Most coins, people who work at coins wouldn't tell you, oh, I don't sell a single coin. Well, I do, because it's smart to. Like 0.5% of my overall budget is actually sold, but yeah, my overall holding, is ever sold. But I do, why not trade it a little bit and accumulate extra coins when I've been trained to do that? At least it's coming to me and I know I'm going to do good things with them. So, 86561 I hit, and I've got more set. Let me just check where they are. I have 2 more set, one at 82501 and 79101. Yeah, you never put all your eggs in the same basket, exactly, Jet. As a matter of fact, I don't even just affiliate, like, I've worked with Encryption, with David Copesel. So I've had, I've been, I won't say involved with InventChain, but I'm brokering a meeting, let's put it that way, between Ashton Addison and someone in the music industry in Australia. So you don't have to, like, there are plenty of good blockchain projects that offer completely different value propositions to the market. PIVX won't care that I'm saying Encryption's a great medical blockchain that hopes to change the world in medicine and do good things. PIVX will be like, yeah, let's get on board with that. How can we jump on board with, because that's the kind of guys I work with at PIVX. They like those sort of positive real world change projects. And so for me, they wouldn't care that I'm talking about Encryption and I'm officially, affiliated with PIVX. They wouldn't care about me talking about EventChain because it is aiming to solve scalping, ticketing issues in the music industry and get more money back into the pockets of the actual artists and make ticket prices the same price they should be for the consumer and not have some guy who's just got a faster computer profiting for that reason and substantial amounts. Falls Festival in Australia sold out in no time at all. Yeah, and the tickets were $500 for the festival and they were reselling within 25 minutes, I think, of a release, not even of sellout, because it sold out that quickly. And they were up on like eBay and that for sale for $4,500, 9 times the value. Now, people wanted those tickets. It's not like this guy's done something smart by pre-identifying a show that was going to sell out. It sells out every year. So what service is the scalper getting paid for? Do we need them in our society? The answer is no. So any project that looks to cut them out of the equation, I'm going to not only put some money behind, but I'm going to make the connections I can with the people in those projects and the connections I have in Australia And I'm going to work for them if I can. I'll earn some shares that way, no problem. I'll take extra shares for the work I do, not a problem. Happy to do that. I'd prefer to get paid in crypto than Australian dollars any day of the week. Might start seeing if people will pay my tenants will pay their rent in crypto. Look, I've got my coin store, my collectible coin store, getting set up to accept crypto. It's just taking me a little while because I don't know much about computers. And I've got other things to worry about than my own personal money. But, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of useless projects out there, Joe. You're absolutely right. That don't really solve anything. They're clones of clones. They don't add any extra value proposition or any different ideals in the way they're trying to run their business to any other coin in the market. So, look, I don't think it'll necessarily be... Look, competition's healthy, right? But when it's just... When there's nothing different, when there's no change, when it doesn't offer anything, I just don't think it's worth investing in. Yeah, invest in the idea and the people behind it. That's a good point. That's a good point that Jao makes. So, yeah, I mean, it's a research. You know, I think this game's going to be won by research. Simple as that. Long term, the crypto economy investing game will be won by research, and that's why our investment crew does pretty well, because we've got heaps of people contributing. I don't know about that, Thomas. How can you possibly say that alts are a money grab, mate? I'd like you to explain that to me, because I've heard that before. So how is a medical blockchain that is aiming to allow people to store their medical data securely and allow private keys to be leased out to doctors, well, not leased, but released to doctors so that they can view the information when necessary, so that patient files aren't bungled, so that people aren't operated on with the wrong operators? So doctors like Mr. Patel, who wasn't even registered in Australia, can even get into the medical system? How is that a money grab, mate? You can say to me PIVX is a money grab, because we're operating as a currency based around fairness and equality and about redistributing wealth to the people. Sure, that's where we're at. So you can tell me that's a money grab if you like, and that I've been totally sucked in. But can you please explain to me how encryption's a money grab? Because I'd like to have that debate. Event chain. We just talked about it. I don't understand. You can make that argument for currencies that are pure as value proposition. What? You can make the argument that the currencies add no value proposition and we're fine with fiat. That's fine. If you would like to make that argument, I can accept that. I can accept that as an argument. It's hard to say that all altcoins don't add any value though, mate. That's in my opinion, that's a little bit of an ignorant statement. Because these are real world companies working on real world solutions and real world disruptive technology. Just because blockchain's their foundation. Not all. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Thank you. I do agree with you. There's a lot of this that is a money grab. This will be another .com bubble. Absolutely 100% guaranteed. It will be a blockchain bubble. But, as I've always said, look at the companies that came out of the .com bubble. The cream rises to the top. Right? Microsoft, Apple, Google. Do I need to keep going? .com bubble? I don't think so. Not for the smart investors. Same with blockchain. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money investing in a lot of shitty projects. But there are some really, really good blockchain projects to be investing in. And maybe I'll eat my words. I say this every time that I get on a rant. And in 5 years, I'll look like the idiot who believed in blockchain. But I don't think so. I think I'll look at how that surfer, long-haired, bearded, castaway-looking guy from Australia even figure out that blockchain existed. Yeah, I got lucky. Right place at the right time. As is most cases with a lot of success stories. Most successful people will tell you that. We'll all be driving supercars. Interesting. With the next Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if PIVX are. I don't know if... I hope we are. We're certainly working hard towards that. But I'm just saying to totally dismiss the altcoin market. And I'm not suggesting... By the way, Thomas has clarified there that he wasn't suggesting that all altcoins are crap. He's just saying there's a lot of them. So it was my misunderstanding, and I am sorry for that, Thomas. But anyone who does actually suggest that the whole altcoin market is invalid is just ignorant. They don't know what blockchain is if they're saying that. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. That's it. You just got to stick with it, man. Like, you got to, if you're working with a project, like I said, that you guys know the reality of this market. All my hard time and work at PIVX could go. I could have been suckered into one of the biggest scams of all time, where everyone pretends that they're working on exactly the same life goals as me, of fairness and equality and getting a more even distribution of wealth. And for those of you who know my background, I come from a wealthy family. Most of you know that, right? So I've seen the effects money has on people, and I've also lived in Sri Lanka for 2 years, third world developing country. So I've seen the effect of a lack of money as well, both in the good and the bad. I've never seen people as happy in community as I have in Sri Lanka. I don't see that in Australia, got to be honest. But I also see the bad side of that, where, I got a guy crawling up with polio along hot sand asked me for 50 rupees, that I don't even know if I can give him, because he could be working part of a syndicate. Seriously, that's what happens, and it's really conflicting as someone who this guy's crying he can't even see. And I gave him some money, and he dropped, like, I can't remember how, but say he dropped 50 rupees of it, and he just kept crawling. He couldn't even see, didn't even know, along hot sand along the beach. So it's pretty bad, and that's why I'm pretty keen on PIVX, because a lot of the guys over there are really based on trying to get some sense back into the world, realising that there's enough for everyone if we all just share. And to be honest, I'll let you in on it, I've seen it with my own family. I smile only because it stops me from crying. It's ripped us apart at times. So, yeah, that's why I'm over at PIVX. Hey Z, what's going on, man? And that's why I'm, helping people out in the blockchain world. Like, Z's actually one of them. He's brokered a lot of this. He introduced me to the guy in the music industry that I intend to introduce to Ashton Addison over at Event Chain to see if they can work something out. And also for ourselves at PIVX, I want to work with him as well. Really good guy. So, we'll see what happens in that space. I mean, nothing's been confirmed or even really proposed at a solid level yet, but it was an excellent meeting. So, looking forward to that. But my point is that's why I'm over at PIVX. So I've either been fooled, completely scammed, that everyone's on the same wavelength as me and they want to see a fair distribution of money, because inequality is what causes most of the pain and problems in our world. If you have a look at the actual rates of mental health and mental health issues, it's directly correlates with the gap between the rich and the poor in any country. And there's a whole lot of things, violence, heaps of things. So I think it's an understated part of society, the mental effect that inequality has. Grass is always greener on the other side. So I just think that we've got to work a little harder to not have the Jamie Dimons of the world taking $1 billion, taking $22 million a year to tell everyone Bitcoin's garbage and then to go and start his own blockchain. I'd like to see that sort of practice ending. So that's why I'm working at PIVX. Yeah. Sorry to get onto my whole little philosophical thing. I do that from time to time. My channel, right? Haven't talked a lot of crypto again today, and I'm sorry about that. Hey, but we do have a new good one to have a look at. Oh, thanks, Bovosh. Bovosh says PIVX is solid. Man, I believe it. Will I be right or wrong? I don't know, but I do believe it. That's all I can say at this stage. And I had a really cool meeting the other day. We're looking at some really interesting stuff. Should be able to announce that like really soon. And you guys can decide yourself whether it's interesting, whether you think it's going to be a good move for PIVX and all that sort of thing. So that's the cool thing. You'll get to hear it from the horse's mouth, from the guys who's actually working on the project himself. So some really cool marketing stuff. I'm stoked, to be honest, with the way that meeting went with Chad last week. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, I work with PIVX, Bovosh. I've been over there for, I don't know, 4 weeks? 5 weeks? I'm actually the first athlete in the world to be sponsored by cryptocurrency. I'm a bodyboarder, so yeah, I got sponsored for my bodyboarding, and I also work on, I guess, community building and marketing over there. That would be how I'd explain my role. I'd love to hear how my PIVX teammates explain my role. The guy who dances around in front of a camera. Crypto Dundee. The Aussie surfer guy. Yeah, so... Yeah, man, it was cool. I was honoured, obviously. It's sort of like a world record. There were a couple of athletes who went to the Winter Olympics who received a donation from Doge, from the Doge community, which was really cool. But actually achieving a official sponsorship on the first of any type. Tanya O'Meara is a female surfer on the WQS, and she's up at the sunny coast, and she was the first female athlete in the world. So we're pretty stoked. We're on board with PIVX. PIVX, we've also sponsored a football team now, soccer, in Poland. KKS Rara. I really have to learn how to pronounce the name of my fellow athletes. KKS Rawa Katowice. There you go. So yeah, we're doing some cool stuff, and we got some stuff hopefully that we're going to tie into the whole sports sponsorship side of things, and it's gonna get us out there, you know, in bodyboarding, surfing, now football. So it's pretty cool, and we're looking at developing people, so picking those diamonds in the rough, and yeah, sure, it's a little bit more cost effective, but imagine that, like if PIVX can find the world champion, you know, find that diamond in the rough who perhaps wasn't getting the funding he deserves or whatever, and we can help him out with that. That's kind of a cool goal, right? So yeah, they've asked me to look at some bodyboarders and one family in particular, dropping a little hint there, and I think that we'll have them representing PIVX really, really soon. I hope to anyway. I'll go and talk to the boys' mum and their dad and see if I can get a deal going there, because they are very, very talented young boys, and we want to get involved before they become world champions, all four of them probably. Another hint to who they are. Anyway, that's the cool sort of stuff I get to work on at PIVX. You know, it's a dream job, to be honest. Working with real like-minded people. I feel like everyone's not about self-worth or self-wealth is a nice bonus that we're getting, but it's not what drives us. That's how I feel about it. You know, for us, we've doubled our price since not that long ago, 6 weeks. So we've obviously, anyone who's been working at PIVX has done quite well for whatever they've earned there. That's no secret. So yeah, I love working there. There's been some personal gains, but as you guys know as well, I've given a lot of that away. I've given Jout 20 PIVX, I've given Pete a couple of PIVX when I got a staking bonus live on the show the other day. I've given hundreds of PIVX away. Hundreds. So, share the wealth, you know. I've got my house. I've been bodyboard. I've got it pretty good, right? It's nice just seeing everyone else win with me. Let's do it right now. Tell you what, first person to get a PIVX address into the chat, I'll send you 5 PIVX right now. There you go. Competition. Who's going to be first? I'm going to wait for it. Yeah, I'll send you some, bro. You can pay me for them in PIVX, actually. Gonna have that soon, man. I got some old Portuguese coins. Actually, I think on the website there's already a couple of the Portuguese ones lined up, but like we discussed, man, Portugal had such a sort of stronghold on the world at one stage, so all the collectibles, I've got a lot of Portuguese regions. So yeah. So you're going to pass on this one? Oh, if I don't see it up there, I'm going to call off the stream. Someone better get their PIVX wallet up there. I'll give away 5 right now. No one listening? Oh, Agent Smith's got it. No Ripple investors. No, a deal's a deal. Here it comes. But you got to do us a favour, Agent Smith. We're going to make this transfer live now. Let's show them how quick it is. All right, I'm going to tell you as usual. I just got to unlock it and stuff because it's unlocked for staking. But as I suggest, yeah, no Ripple. No, I'm going to give it to you. You've been a good member of the group. I don't think I've ever transferred you PIP before anyway. So let's do it, man. I didn't even get a staking bonus yet, so that sucks. Bet you are... Oi, another deal as well. You are not selling this and putting it in Ripple. You do that, I'll find you. Alright, I'm going to transfer it now. Let's have a look. Send. And I'll have to just do... I'll just get the address out here. Here it is. Copy this address. Hey, come back here. So I'm not good with computers, so I'm not really showing you the speed of how good I am with computers. I'm copying this. Once I hit the transaction, I can tell you, like I'm hitting it now, I can show you, and Agent Smith will type in for us when it hits his account, and you'll see how quick it is. DPG and ending in 8A, DPG ending in 8A, cool. So let's do this now. So I've just gone up to send. Whoop. Yeah, Ripple uses your train, exactly, Tommy. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to hit 5 PIV in here, and I'm just going to put a little note in here for myself so I know who I send it to, in case, like, it is Sunday, and if we have a Sunday sesh, if I go on a PIV giving spree, I want to remember it and who I've given it to. So, Agent Smith, for being a heartless Ripple enthusiast. Gonna keep teasing you about that, bro. Okay, so 5 PIV, and you got to stake it when you can. Not like if it's costing you with your electricity and that. If you haven't got unlimited Wi-Fi, I'm not expecting you to. I got unlimited Wi-Fi, it costs the same here, so I just go unlimited. But yeah, if you can stake it whenever you can, that'd be cool too, bro. Help secure our network. Agent Smith for being heartless Ripple investor enthusiast. Sorry, send, and I'm gonna have to unlock it because I'm sending. So I'm just gonna type that phrase in first, and then I'll show you how quick this is. Okay, so I hit OK, and it says your transaction fee is 0.00002260 PIVX, thousandths of a cent. All right, 5 coins coming to you, Agent Smith. You're a good contributor over at the investment group. I hear too much about Ripple. I don't want to hear any more about it, but other than that, you're a good bloke. So here we go. 5 coming your way. I'm going to hit it now, and then I want you to tell me. Just hit in the chat, just go, yep, got it, or yep, or whatever. Yep. All right, hitting now. Send. Let's see what happens. I'll go back to my overview. We'll see how quickly Agent Smith comes up with that money. Yep. No, that's Thomas. Yeah, we got Apple, we've got Linux, we've got Windows. I'm not good with computers. I hope all that makes sense. Yeah, we got wallets for pretty much all the platforms. Yeah, you can stake them. It's cool. So easy, you just leave it open. I can understand that. That I can invest in. That my friends can invest in. That's why they are. Because it's easy. Make extra coins. Dividends. Yeah, I know. I don't know, maybe he's too... I reckon he's already run off and put it on the sell wall so he can buy... I haven't seen Agent Smith respond to that, so I reckon he's probably just run off and put it on the buy wall, on the sell wall, so he can sell it and buy more Ripple. And I'm disgusted with that, Agent Smith. We're going to have words. Just joking around. Alright guys, I'm going to cruise off for the day. We gave away a little... I'll just check the address to make sure I did it right before I go. This is something you can always do. I'm just going to show you, okay? So, I'm a bit worried because I haven't heard back from Agent Smith. I'm worried that he's fled the country with my 5 PIVX. Or he's... You're a cheeky one! I knew it! Nah, he didn't. He wouldn't do that to me. We joke about it. He wouldn't sell the precious PIVX that I just sent him. Alright, so cool. Anyone who's in our investment group, by the way, we do have like 5 PIVX a week. It's just a little promotion I'm doing at the moment. Whoever comes up with the best tip, whoever gets the best gains. So what you could do is actually go and pick a really low market coin, take out about $1 million, okay? And then you pump that coin yourself to win my 5 PIVX. Obviously not worth it, just joking around. I just convinced you to buy PIVX now by sending you 5 PIV. Well, be careful with your buy points. You know that. You know that. I've told you some buy points already that I've looked at. So don't just run in and buy it straight up. You're smarter than that anyway. You're a cold-hearted investor. I know you, Agent Smith. You're smarter than that. So yeah, don't just run in and buy off the sell wall, man. That's never a great idea. You can grab a little bit off there if you're super urgent to get into something, but set those buy orders a little bit lower. You almost always hit them. Go and have a look at the charts, line up some support, put your orders in, sit back, wait for them to hit. Same with sell orders. Always have some sell orders set. Always. On any currency. Because if you get a 30% run up in hours, which can happen, you want to sell at least a little bit. Because you're expecting it to dip at that point. That growth's too fast. Unless it's massive news that's come out for the company, it's unorganic and it's going to dip 9 times out of 10. So always have a look at the points of resistance and set some sells. No worries, Agent Smith. What goes around comes around, right, man? Maybe when I do my crypto charity drive, you can give me 1 PIVX back for the flood victims and the hurricane victims from both Irma and what was the other one called? Harvey. And for the Caribbean and the US, we'll just pack everyone into one charity drive and see how much money we can get together to help people. I'm going to challenge like the top guys at PIVX. I'm going to say if we're not the #1 giving company in this charity drive, I'm out. I wouldn't be because some other big coin might come make a huge donation, but I want to see us do well. Yeah, cheers, dude. Just transfer us back 1 PIV, that'd be cool. We're going to do a 24-hour charity drive soon. Just getting it all set up. I tried first time and my tech failed and it was pretty embarrassing. And I don't want to be like going back on my word. So I've got to do it, but I want to make it 24 hours. So I've got to make sure I've got the setup to do it, to achieve that. So please excuse me for the delay on that, but every cent will go to those victims. That's the beauty of blockchain. You guys can all see it working. You can all see where your donations are going to go. Got, visibility's good. The fact we can actually know which wallet it is, you can all see it. If there's any action on it, you can go, righto, call the cops. Fish is skipping the country. He's off to surf in Fiji with his mates. He's not really using the money for good. Yeah, good to see you too, Thomas. Yeah, so I'm going to check out for the day, guys. Done a bit too much. You heard the boys. They're going nuts downstairs. They're having a Sunday session. I've got to go reel them in. See what happens. But anyway, good to talk to you all as usual. We've got the Discord group there for anyone interested in speaking investments. No need to advertise us or anything like that. We're not about that. We're not about pumping coins. We're just about having the discussion. So, Pete, have a good one, mate. Yeah, I'm going to cruise. Be back to talk more crypto tomorrow. And we do have a coin. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I'll go back and check the video to find out which new coin we're looking at tomorrow as part of our new member, new coin promotion that we're doing today only. So well done to that new member. Thank you. I forget your name off the top of my head. But we will have a look at that coin. We'll bring you some information on it tomorrow. Xiao's just chucked the Discord link in there for anyone interested into the messages. So hope to see you all at the Crypto Wave Investment Crew. Peace out.